Chastain's string of luck continues. He comes back into competition here in the semifinal round by virtue of the NHRA brake rule. Jim Boyd was to have run his son Mike Boyd, but you remember in the first round, Jim had all those engine problems. He could not get it repaired. Chastain had the low elapsed time of the losing cars in the first round. Here he is back in the semifinals to face up against the young man Mike Boyd. Needless to say, Jim and his crew moved over here to kind of help out on Mike, trying to get him ready to face the challenge of Sam Chastain. Both cars into the staging beams. And Mike Boyd seems to bog it just a little bit off the starting line. Chastain's got a good run going. Look at that, 694 at over 194. Boyd trailing at a 732, 175.
From out of the 60s comes something called the brake rule, and because of it, you're going into the final round, Sam.
That's really good luck, and we really appreciate that. And
694, 194.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, good. We're on the right track. We're just tweaking it a little bit each time, and it's getting a little bit better each time.
Well, it says right on the car, just one more time. That's all he needs.
One more pair remains here in the semifinals. It is Bill Dunlap in the near lane. His competition, the car that has got the low elapsed time of eliminations thus far. You see his crew pushing him back. That is Bob Halleck. Halleck ran a great 681 in round number 1 to earn the right to race Bill Dunlap here in the semifinals, the winner to go to the final round of this Nostalgia Top Fuel show and there face Sam Chastain. Halleck, one of the most consistent runners on the NHRA circuit all season long, showing here the skill that got him that series championship. Starter Rick Stewart throws the switch, a green light, and Halleck breaks at the starting line. The quick car out of eliminations, and Dunlap almost loses it. He has to lift at about the 1,000-foot mark, coasts across the finish line with a 717.
Well, Bill, that one falls in the whatever works department.
Well, I'll tell you, Steve, it was a little wild on this end again, but I think we didn't hurt the motor this time. I think we'll be in good shape for the next round.
Control problems, the whole deal, huh?
Kind of light on this end for some reason. The strip seems a little bit loose down here.
How much does this pay to win?
Have no idea, but I don't care. I'm here racing.
Boy, do you love the attitude of these guys? At 23 years of age, Stacy Paul wasn't around when these racers first burst onto the scene back in the 60s, but that doesn't mean she can't win in one. I don't know of any father-daughter driving team that compete in the same category in all of drag racing except for Jim and Stacy Paul. It adds history. You're going to the final.
I'm excited. I can't wait. I hope that we can really hold this together and do well at the final.
You got Mike Brown to contend with, but you have won the last 2 races on the junior field circuit.
Yeah, reaction time and the car's just running great. I'm really proud of it, and the crew's just helping me out a bunch and keeping the car together.
Stacy defeated a couple of tough veterans to reach the all-important final round coming up in a few minutes. Congratulations to Stacy Paul.
The latest news from the world of drag racing.
The Gwynns have had a lot to celebrate lately. Daryl Gwynn was married to Lisa Hurst, a former Miss Miami in Hollywood, Florida. The wedding was held at the Sheridan Hills Baptist Church with many well-known racers present. The Gwynn operation also landed new sponsorship for the 1993 season. The California-based La Victoria Salsa Company signed on as a major sponsor and McGuire's Wax and Cleaners as an associate sponsor. The team also announced that former national event winner Mike Dunn takes over the driving tours. Dunn was optimistic about his new ride.
What I find with Daryl here is what we have is some stability to where Daryl's committed to this. He's going to do it full time, and he wants to win, and we have basically the same goal.
Let's switch categories. The very popular class called Junior Fuel. It is Mike Brown in the Alger Brown and Savelli car up against 23-year-old Stacy Paul. Now, these cars are powered by small block Chevrolets, 400 cubic inches maximum, fuel injected using a power glide transmission, and they run on methanol. Stacy finished in the number 3 spot in the NHRA circuit in 1992, while Mike Brown finished 2nd. You talk about deja vu. If I were Yogi Berra, I'd say deja vu all over again. I used to announce Mike Brown when he raced Top Fuel dragsters in the early 60s down in Texas. He dropped out of the sport in 1967, but has made quite a comeback here at the wheel of this Junior Fuel dragster. And Stacy, along with her dad, Jim, making their mark in the world of nostalgia drag racing. This is the Junior Fuel Finals here at the California Hot Rod Reunion in Bakersfield. Stacy in the near lane, giving up about a car length at the finish line to Mike Brown, who takes the victory 775 and 171.
Mike Brown came all the way from New Mexico, and aren't you glad?
I'm really happy, and we were thrilled to death when Frank invited us. The NHRA thing has been extremely good for us, and we worked at it pretty hard. And we're so happy to be here for NHRA and for the reunion and NHRA. And
That young lady was right there if you'd have made a mistake.
she was right there. I saw her most of the way down, and she went by me on the lights pretty hard, and so we were lucky to pull that one off. She'd beat me before.
Have a big time in Bakersfield tonight, huh?
Thanks a lot, Steve. Good to see you.
Won't find that kind of Mexican food they got in New Mexico, but it'd still be all right. All right, let's go back to Dave McClellan for the Top Fuel Final.
And Steve, the question there is, can Bill Dunlap offset the luck that Sam Chastain has had all day long? In fact, coming into this program, Chastain wasn't even qualified. And when the number one qualifier had to drop out, he made the show, came back in on the brake rule, and here he is in the finals of the California Hot Rod Reunion up against the number 2 qualifier, Bill Dunlap. Dunlap with his reverser easing his way back to the starting line while the Chastain crew going through pure torment. That's what it was like back in the early days of drag racing. That motor spitting nitro fumes right into your face as you're trying to push it back. Fortunately, it's not too hot here today. I can remember this going on when the temperatures were nearing 100 degrees and crew members were falling like flies. Reversers changed all of that. This is for the championship of the Hot Rod Reunion. Dunlap again with problems. Here comes Chastain, but it is Dunlap at a 7:09, 155 to Chastain 7:16, and much faster 1:92.
$1,250, not bad.
Hey, that's fine. We're here racing. That's what's fun.
Well, let me tell you what, that baby was all over the racetrack. Discretion was the better part of you-know-what.
I had to lift. Unfortunately, it was a little loose on this end, but managed to get the job done.
He ran 40 miles an hour faster trying to catch you.
I know. He went by me like a streak. When we got down here, Steve, we had no idea who won.
That's twice today you haven't known.
That's right. Close racing. But that's it. It's fun racing, and it's been great.
And we loved watching it. Thanks.
Thank you, Steve.
Okay. Well, I tell you, Mac, this nostalgia Top Fuel racing is alive and well after what we've seen today. Take us home, buddy.
Well, Steve, unfortunately, we're out of time. For Steve Evans, I'm Dave McClellan. Thanks for watching. NHRA Today is a presentation of Diamond B Sports.
Next.